Good morning, everyone. My name is Gary Hild, and welcome to Cooking School in a Box. Today, I would like to introduce Chef Kalika Simmons, who has an active ACF member, meaning the American Culinary Federation, and she's a classically trained chef. Today, she is going to show you how to make a soufflé pancake, a buttermilk pancake, and a buttermilk biscuit. This is an inspiring lesson and contains lots of, how should we say, cooking science to bring it all together. Please be attentive, enjoy, and have a great Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Cooking School in a Box. Yeah, how about that? The experienced chef who is going to dazzle you with her talent is Chef Kolika Simmons from Kansas City, Missouri. She's an excellent, classically trained chef who has served with the American Culinary Federation, and today she is going to teach you buttermilk pancakes, buttermilk biscuits, and a soufflé pancake like none other. Have a great time watching her demonstration. You are going to in for a great presentation. Thank you.
I overshot. No, I'm kidding. Hi, everybody. I'm Chef Kalika Simmons. That was Chef Gary. Y'all saw him last week, maybe, if you're in that old class. But just really quick, I just want to thank y'all for having us. And yeah, should we go ahead and get started? Who's excited for making some pancakes? Just show me some thumbs up in the comments and the whatever it is. Yeah, I see some thumbs up. Whoop, whoop. All right, so today we are doing 3 things. So I'm going to go really fast, and I would like it if everybody just kind of kept their questions sort of towards the end, and I will try my very best to cover everything. We ready? We are? Let's do it. All right, so first things first, I have already washed my hands thoroughly. I have already done everything I needed to do as far as sanitation, because sanitation is very important, and I am going to show you something that you guys might not have, but I think you should get. This is a scale. It measures weight via the imperial system, which is pounds, ounces, things like that, or grams, which is what literally the rest of the world uses. So I'm going to use a scale, but I have provided measurements in both weight and volume. I'm just going to tear that out, and we're just going to do the pancakes really quick. So we are going to do 6 ounces of all-purpose flour, just measured right there. Boom, right there. In sugar. It's about 1 ounce and change, so we're going to use 3 tablespoons. Because sugar is what's going to make it brown, as well as the fat that's in there. Amazing. Going to have just a little bit of oil. It's technically 1 ounce, so that's about 2 tablespoons. I can do it just by eye, but you guys are new, so go ahead and you all just do that by measurement, by volume. Tablespoon of baking powder in. 1/2 of a teaspoon of baking soda. The history of chemical leaveners is pretty fascinating. It's a fairly new thing. I think we only had it since the 1800s, and that's when cakes could sort of be a household thing. About 1/2 teaspoon of salt right in. Boom. Take my whisk right here. Just going to whisk in the dry with the fatty stuff. And you can also use 2 tablespoons of butter that have been melted, up to you. And it's a little bit crumbly. Next, egg. 1 egg. It's at room temperature because that's better for baking stuff. My trash bowl's down there. In. Buttermilk, right here. This is the good stuff. I'm going to put a cup in there. I can measure it by eye. Please measure it yourselves with a proper measuring thing until you get a lot more practice. And I'm going to stir this just until it all comes together. Buttermilk is the byproduct of making butter. Isn't that cool? All right. So I have literally just stirred this until not most of the lumps are gone, but about that. So that's just really quick. Going to show you what that looks like right there. Boom. Kind of, sort of. Yeah? A little bit. All right. Now we are not going to cook this right away. No, no, no. We're going to let it rest. And Chef Gary, I'm going to give this to you. Please put this in the fridge for me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's get right to the biscuits, shall we? All right. Bowl, clean, scale. Yes, right here. All right. And we are waiting for it to tear, which means 0 out. Chef Gary, am I missing anything that I'm thinking of?
Oh, you're looking great.
I'm looking great. Amazing.
You're looking great.
Amazing.
Biscuits are going to look great too.
Yeah, we got a little magic of TV moment for you. All right, so a biscuit that we know it as is actually what the rest of the world calls a scone. So if you go to, Europe or India or anything like that, if you ask for some biscuits and gravy, you're basically going to get cookies smothered with like some kind of like brown sauce, and you don't want that because I made that mistake once and it's disgusting. So, all right, so that 12 ounces or about 3 cups of all-purpose flour, another ounce of sugar, right there, boom. Yep, right there, tear, okay. Don't forget to tear stuff out, that means 0 it out. Tablespoon, baking powder. Is this sounding familiar? It's almost like these two things are interconnected, aren't they? Almost like they're both quick breads. No? Okay. It was funny to me. All right. Another ½ teaspoon of baking soda. So baking soda is a single action leavener. And that means it is activated by acid. Some salt right there. That was a ¼ teaspoon that I just used because I didn't even look. So you actually need ½ teaspoon. So I used ½ teaspoon right there. Okay, next, I am going to actually get a stick of butter right there. And I'm going to take my knife. Going to cube my butter. Gary, what was I saying about chemical leaveners? One was a single active thing. Oh, it was activated by moisture and acid. And then baking powder, that's a dual action. So that's why we can go ahead and wait a little bit on that one because it won't activate until there's heat. But when you have only a single active one, you really gotta use or cook or do whatever you're gonna do right away because otherwise the chemical reaction is only gonna happen once. I love chemistry. Studying how things change. All right, so all this butter, it's nice and cold, nice cold fingers, nice clean fingers. What we are gonna do, and this is the really fun part, we are going to break this up a little bit, and I'm gonna pinch in this. I'm gonna rub it in. It's like I'm snapping my fingers, only I'm not, I'm just pushing in this fat. Not with my hands, with my fingertips, because I don't want it to get warm. I just want it to break up. And the real trick to keeping biscuits and scones and puff pastry and pie crust and other things like that is to keep all of your ingredients really cold. So, most breads, as I think a lot of you might already know, are made with yeast. Yeast is something that is just living all around us all the time. It's a single cell little organism. You can make it, you can harvest it yourself by making a sourdough starter, but you do need time with yeast because it has to eat and grow and fart and all that stuff, and that's how you get gas in bubbles. That's how you get all those bubbles in bread. That's just yeast farting. Funny, right? We are almost there. Yeah, we are almost there. So it is getting really broken up. The color is changing. Yeah, I'm gonna call that good. So I'm gonna really quick wash my hands. You zoom in on that so everybody can see what that looks like. Guys, it's really important that you wash your hands.
This dough that she just prepared right here is going to be about the consistency of cornmeal. Okay, it'll almost look like cornmeal because of the yellow butter that was put into there. It's going to be coarse. Yet once those fat particles are dispensed in there, this is what makes a biscuit really great.
Yeah.
Okay. So just to describe that a little bit, it's simply butter cut into flour to make a coarse looking, almost yellowish looking cornmeal.
Perfect.
Type of thing. So we are ready to add liquid.
We are ready to add liquid. So I'm going to take spatula. I'm going to make a well in the middle, which just means I pushed all this stuff up to the side. I don't know how well we can see that. We're trying our best, guys. And we are going to separate 2 eggs. This is how you separate an egg. Crack on a flat surface, especially if you're a beginner. All right. shells over here. And you just let it fall through your fingers right there. So you get your hands a little dirty. So what? It's about cooking. Who cares? And you know what? You're going to wash them after, aren't you? Yes, you are, because you're responsible. You're responsible, young people. Boom. Egg yolks in. That is the delicious fatty part of that. And that is going to give it not just flavor, but color as well. All right. Next, buttermilk. We remember this. Oh. This is just until it's about right. I'm going to start with about half a cup, a little bit more. And this is where texture and learning things and really knowing how things should be are really going to help you a lot. So, just going to start by mixing that in. You know, that might have been good enough. We'll see. Chef Gary, would you agree that sometimes baking recipes have a mind of their own?
Yes. Oh, they totally do. Yeah. Just a small reminder for all that are watching today. Do you have your utensils and that we gave you? And in that utensil, obviously there was a whisk and a spatula. This could be very beneficial for you for your biscuit recipe when you make them.
Yes.
So just FYI, I hope that those utensils all got to your homes, and we hope that you are all using them.
Yeah. So now comes the fun part, my favorite part. This is a bench scraper. You don't need this, but I like this. Sprinkle dinkle right here, little flour. Gonna get some nice flour on my hands. Right there, like I'm washing my hands with the flour. This is not exactly all mixed in. This still looks like it's got some granules on the bottom. That's okay. You're going to flour your hands generously. Going to scrape off this part right here. Boom. And we're just going to push and pull a little bit like we're kneading, sorta, because we want a little bit of gluten to develop. Gluten is like a net that holds in gas. All right, so this just kneaded together until it's a sort of homogeneous dough, and then boom, right there. I'm just gonna take a little flour, rub my hands together. Thank you very much, Chef Gary. And this is getting all those goodies off, right? Now you can pat just like this. That's fine to do. All those little goodies right there, or you can use a rolling pin. Up to you, just whatever you do. Fast and tough and rough. I'm just going to show you how you do it. Quick breads, you can really push around like you really can. Just like that. So I'm going to fold it. This is what's known as sort of like laminating. It just means you are making layers of things. So I'm pushing it around, getting my bench scraper to help me out. Just going really fast. I'm going to do this about 4 times, I think. So that was 1. This is 2. Until I get a shape and a consistency that I'm really happy with. I'm going to turn it over each time. I'm really going to beat it. I'm not going to knead it. I'm going to beat it. Because I don't want it to get really tough. But this is the kind of thing you can kind of let some frustrations out on. Yeah, I think just 1 more turn. And I think we're going to be ready to cut it out. Now I'm going to decide what size I want. I think I want big biscuits, right? So I'm going to choose, no, you know what? I'm going to choose a bigger one. Yeah, I am. All right. These are ring cutters. You can use a glass if you like. Here's the real trick, though. Well, actually, first things first. Let's get my sheet pan, shall we? All right. Get my sheet pan. Pan spray. You can also use parchment paper, of course. But pan spray is just as good. So, flour your ring mold. When you cut it, please don't cut and then twist. That's going to trap the glutens, and it's going to trap all the good stuff, and it's really not going to rise. It's going to make it too just tight. So just push straight down. Boom, right there. It's going to pick it right up. It's going to come away. It will. All right. And look at that beautiful flaky biscuit. Incredible. Repeat the process. Until then, Southern style biscuits are just one of those great American regional classics that really I think everybody should know how to do. There is nothing wrong with a good Southern style biscuit, is there? Right? So biscuits are social creatures. They like to hold hands. They like to be together. Now, when you have this kind of thing, don't just smush it all together willy-nilly. You need to pinch it together, lay it just on its side like you're giving it a quarter turn, and then fold it over onto itself. And don't even like work it, just give it a little slap to get it together. Flour, flour. Boom, right there. We're just going to repeat this process until it's all next together. Waste not, want not, right? Love that sound. Yes, thank you very much. All right. Boom. They're social. They like to be together. They do not socially distance. This one is going to be a little weird to do, so here's what I'm going to do. I folded it again, palm of my hand, flat, in right here, like a cup, just together, and this will just be my little snacky biscuit, right? Slap, 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 bazam. Now, you can chill this. You can either just chill it right now until you're absolutely ready to bake it, or you can even freeze them like this. Up to you. The important thing is, for really fluffy biscuits, you have to have them cold. However, for the sake of the class, I'm just going to do it right in. Thank you. All right. And Chef Gary, would you be so kind as to set me a timer for 10 minutes?
I will.
Thank you. Now, so right here, we have a standing mixer. This is going to be your best friend when it comes to a lot of things. I'm going to get another bowl right here, and I'm going to measure in my flour and half of my sugar. And this is in grams. Again, the rest of the world uses grams. So we should really, if you can, start using it, because that way you'll be able to travel internationally when you're all grown up. 35 grams, sprinkle dinkle. You should have it in volume on your recipe as well as metric. So it's really gonna be okay on that, aren't you? All right, right there. All right, and I am going to separate my eggs again. I'm gonna do all the sugar in here, because sugar plus egg whites is a good thing. So egg whites are magical. Someday, some guy just discovered that if you just whip the bejesus out of them, they triple in volume and they become these beautiful, shiny, just marvels. And we're almost there. Boom, that's all my sugar measured in. Now I'm gonna need a little bit of milk in there. So I will do that right now. Just a couple of tablespoons. Boom. Buttermilk is also really good. All right, so really quick, I just want to point out, I already have my griddle over here. It's already preheated. It's at like 350, but that's kind of hot, so I'm going to turn it down to 300 for this, just for the sake of ease. All right, this takes 2 eggs. So once more, and I'm going to separate my egg whites into my mixer, and I'm going to be very careful, all right? Because I don't want my egg yolk, which is the fatty part, to get in my lovely egg white, which is the protein part.
Absolutely right.
All right. See, she knows what she's doing, kind of. All right. So, we're just being careful. Right here. I'm not doing it in my hands just because I want to show you another way to do it. Just pass it gently between each two. Be patient. You got all the time in the world, don't you? Sure you do.
Yeah,
boom.
Good job.
Thank you. Ah, she knows what she's doing. All right, I'm going to whisk this. This is what's called technically reverse creaming. It's when you just get your flour and your fat together. And it creates sort of a paste. And I'm going to add just a little bit, actually, a little bit of my vanilla. I forgot about my vanilla. Blech. I forgot about my vanilla. Boom. Please don't measure how I'm measuring right now. I'm just doing this because I've been a chef for years. Y'all need the practice. Get some good practice, okay? Promise me? You do? Okay. Okay. Right here. Attaching it there. And it's going to be stiff peaks. All right. Now, you might see some things saying that you need it to be at room temperature. it's gonna help, but honestly, if you have a machine like this, it doesn't really matter. The machine's gonna do all that work for you. It's gonna beat up those albumins. It's really gonna get them to relax, and it's gonna get them to flow up volume-wise. So yeah, we're just waiting on that. And already this is hot, and I've already prepared a piping bag down here. Now you can use a piping bag if you like, or you can just use a plastic bag, or even just use like a scoop like this, but I'm saving the scoop for later, okay? All right, now I'm about to have, this is looking pretty stiff, so I am going to, oh yeah, we got some very glossy, beautiful stiff peaks. Gonna whip it up. When you pull it out like that, and you wait for it to drop, and it's just gonna, boom, look at that. It just stands up like that. Hey, Chef Gary, could you come here for a second? Okay, let me just,
Didn't fall, did it?
It didn't fall. It didn't fall. I love doing that.
Good job. We have about a minute left on biscuits, just FYI.
Heard that? Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna go gonna just whip this up just a little bit. It's kind of clumpy, that's okay. Now I'm gonna press this through just because it's okay to do that.
Because I can.
Because I can. All right, I'm getting just a little bit of this whipped up volume stuff, and I'm not even stirring, I'm just kind of pushing it around just to lighten everything. And now I'm stirring it. And I'm giving it a little beat down and a little fold. And it doesn't matter so much that I'm beating out some air in this stage. I'm just doing this just to lighten it. Okay? All right. So now it's lightened, it's smoothed out. So beautiful. I'm gonna get another whisk full. And I'm gonna change to a spatula after this. Just a whisk of this, and I'm folding. And this just means I am pushing down, rotating the bowl, pulling back up. Getting every delicious little bit. And we're just folding just until everything is homogeneous. Ooh, what a good word. All right, Chef Gary, would you be so kind as to rotate and set that for another 10 minutes? So we are rotating those biscuits in there because we want them to be evenly GBD, golden brown delicious. All right, so the souffle mix is ready. All right, got this. And you know what? I just realized I forgot to put in my baking powder. What is wrong with me? So I'm just going to do that really quick. And just sprinkle it in. And this is okay to add, like right here. It's all right. My baking powder is just going to help me stabilize my bubbles. We want some stability. Everybody needs a little stability in their life, right? See, this is why you should slow down and read all your recipes. I got cocky. I thought I memorized everything. Don't do that. Don't get cocky. All right. So I'm pouring this into a piping bag. You can, like I said, use a scoop just to do this. And this is the fun bit a little bit. So just setting it up like this. Just pouring this straight into my piping bag. You can use also a Ziploc bag if you don't have piping bags. I like the disposable ones. Just easier. Okay, not putting all of that in there because I don't want it to overflow. All right. All right. Now, this is where it gets fun. We ready for some fun? I think we are. Okay. Just gonna put this over here, nice and hot, beautiful. Everything there. And I want everyone to see what I'm doing. Taking my piping bag. I'm gonna squeeze from the top and go down. And I'm just gonna do little mounds. We ready? Here we go. Ah! Just squeeze off. Squeeze off. Squeeze off. Squeeze off. Squeeze off. Squeeze. Squeeze. Make them as close to size as you can, because actually this is going to be. I'll show you in a second. You're gonna basically sandwich them. Each one of these is only going to be two of these mounds is going to equal 1 pancake, and I'm going to show you why in a second. All right, so that showed off all that, and I'm kind of eyeballing it as to how much it is cooking, but I want to basically cook it for 2 or 3 minutes on there. So while that's cooking, I'm actually going to show you how to make a delicious sauce. Because, yeah, I mean, you could do pancake syrup with all these, but come on. Let's do something a little more fun, shall we? So, sugar. Right in, just a little bit. Butter, just a little bit. This is a non-stick pan. Boom, right there. What kind of fruit do I want? Bananas, that's what I want. All those are all cooking. And I'm just going to turn on this heat to a sort of a lower, like medium low, I would say. I'm going to open my bananas from the bottom because that's how they go. Say brains on the floor, or did I just blow your mind? Thank you. All right, my knife is over here. Just going to give it a quick, just a few slices. That's fine. Right there, just waiting. Now, these are looking pretty good. I'm going to check the bottoms. My bottoms are good. Oh, not quite. No, they're still a little sticky. A little sticky to go on this side. Yep, they should come away, so I'm going to leave them alone. I'm leaving them alone. They're not ready. They say, no, get away from me. We leave people alone till they're ready. We leave things alone till they're ready. The food will tell us. All right. So this is melting. Amazing. We are waiting until it all melts. We are waiting until everything is a beautiful liquidy caramel brown. And that's when we're going to add the bananas. I got a little bit of salt there. All right. That's a gorgeous caramel. And then, boom. Maybe get your mom or your dad to help you out with this. Bananas will stop that cooking. All right, gonna put it down here. Gonna add some even more butter. Nice big chunk of butter. So delicious. Stop that cooking process right there. Wish y'all could smell that. Shaky, shaky. Oh yeah. It's a little dark, that's okay. Brown is beautiful. Okay. So these. I'm gonna flip it right over on the, oh no! It's okay. Still gonna taste good. No! Everybody like that, right?
Very cool if you could mute yourself. You can just hear your background.
All right, and then we have all that, and look at that, all that beautiful soufflé-iness. That's not a word. This is also, boom, all that stuff. So I'm going to turn up my heat just a little bit. And that's also a reason why you want some steam. Now, while that's still doing its thing, Chef Gary, could I please have that other batch of the pancakes? That batter that's been resting. We are going to do everything side by side now.
Here we go.
Thank you.
It's rested well.
It's very well rested. Gonna get my trusty scooper, my disher. Gonna mix it around a little bit. And then, boom, right there. Right there. And then, delicious. Okay, so those are gonna cook for either 2 or 3 minutes. And this, I'm really gonna stir up, make sure, oh yeah, we got a delicious sauce right there. My bananas are all cooked in it. So impressively done, I think. Gonna add a little bit of vanilla in here, just to help liquidize it just a hair. Is that my biscuits? right.
Biscuits should be ready.
Amazing. Oh yeah. These are
And
good.
they are. Let's take a look at
Look at that.
See that golden brown goodness going on?
Yeah, and I didn't even have to do my magic TV moment because they just cooked right there with us, didn't they?
They did. These
All
are
right. Amazing.
So if we take it out of the oven, we were going to put our pads right here to let everybody know this is still hot.
Very hot.
So let's not touch.
Let's not.
Okay, but this can be a safety thing for everyone that you work with in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now don't get too rough with this because we saw what happens when you get too rough. Your bubbles fall. 1, 2, boom. Oh!
And nice color coming up. And a nice rise coming right there on that foot.
Yeah, just immediately right there.
Right up there.
Okay, let's do that one more time. Let's see if she can do it again. Oh boy, I don't know. She failed pretty spectacularly. That's okay. Oh! We got one more. All right, so that means we got a really nice temperature happening here. I love it, I love it. Last one. Boom! All right, so that was what, 2 or 3 minutes, if that? So that's a pretty darn quick breakfast, right guys? I guess pretty quick. That's about cooled. It's been about 5 minutes. So, as you can see, the biscuits, like I said, they're social and they help each other rise. And you know what? I've got a little bit of a magic of TV moment that I want to show. So those we made live together. This is kind of what they look like when you make them, but you cool them, you chill them for about, I think this is chilled for about an hour before I baked them. So you can really see side by side the difference that makes.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Chef Gary. All right, so that was my little magic of TV moment. We're gonna have those a little bit later, right? But first, I'm gonna get these little monsters ready. That's okay. Are they as fluffy as we wanted? No. Is it okay? Of course it is. You know what? They're still gonna be super delicious and custardy. And they're still going to be the lightest dang pancakes you ever did have. Is it okay to mess up? Sure it is. Why did I mess up?
No apologies in the kitchen.
Right. This will be staff meal. But you can see, they still jiggle, which is still nice. Now why did I fail? I didn't grease this. I took the non-stick thing for granted, which is something you should never do. I've been cooking 10 years. I should know that. But you still see, jiggle, jiggle. A little bit of this happening. Still so custardy and delicious. Boom, that's right there. Incredible, right? So now we have these over here, which, and these, I'm gonna stack. Now if you make this double, triple, whatever batch for however many folks you have in your life, that's fine to do. Just make sure you have it, you have a sheet pan ready. These are all lovely, by the way. I'm not just taking them off willy-nilly. These are all ready. Thank you, thank you. Just have these warm in an oven at about 200 degrees. All right, and we are just gonna cook the rest of these off. Done now. They are firm, they're fluffy, they are fresh and hydrated, they're living their best life, right? And they're stacking up beautifully. This is a little bit of a lesson in counterbalance and weight, so if anybody wants to be an engineer, use this as a test, all right? Alright you guys, I really hope this has inspired you. I hope you guys are gonna get out there, have these amazing, easy, quick breads to do. I hope that this gives you some confidence in the kitchen. And I'll see you on the flip side, alright? Have a good one.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us. Wasn't that fun? Wasn't that an inspiring lesson? I had a great time sitting back and watching all that. Please make sure to go to YWOM KCK. That's YWOM KCK. That's your Instagram link, you know, for all the information that was taken today. We appreciate your presence. We're so glad that you were able to join us. Have a wonderful afternoon and look forward to your package that will be delivered in the next 2 days with all the ingredients to help you make this happen. Next week, we'll have one more wonderful video done by myself, Chef Gary. So please join us next week as just a little teaser here, it's a creamy pasta dish. So please sign up, please be involved. It's going to be a fun recipe and you're going to just love it. Thanks again.